What's going on, all you gamers? Here we are, and we're back at Marvel's Avengers, and today we're on the hunt for ISOs, or minor artifacts. So if you want to know what I think's probably the best way to get minor artifacts at the moment, then stay tuned, that's coming up next.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Whee.
Welcome back, all you guys and girls. So yeah, here we are, and we're at the brand new sub base. And if you have a little look, one of the very best ways and very easiest ways by a mile is to just go to your faction vendor. If you have a little look, click on them, and down the bottom under specialty items they will have a range of ISOs for you. It's exactly the same for the Inhuman. They will also have this, I believe, although I haven't checked after the update, so let me know if I'm wrong on that, but these guys definitely do. And obviously these change every day, I believe it's 24 hours, and then it will update and you can see if there's any good ones there again. Now obviously it's random, so you might get something really amazing, you might get something absolutely awful. So for example, with this one, if for example you didn't like precision in your build, you definitely wouldn't want this on. Now I have been told, I wouldn't recommend this myself, but I have been told if you adjust the clock on your actual console or PC or whatever you want to do, you can make it so that you can kind of buy these as many times as you want and keep rejigging it so that you can get the best ones. I myself do not like to do things like that because I kind of have enough unfortunate luck with things like this in the first place, and I don't want to break anything I own. So I definitely would not recommend that myself, but obviously I know there's some people out there that do like to do that kind of thing. Now if you've had no luck with actually buying those from the faction vendors, this is what I would recommend. Now as always it's RNG, so you will have a bit of luck within the mission, or will need a bit of luck within the mission, but if you have a little look at the war table just over here, basically you've got all of the missions you can do and their regional areas as such. So if we go to this one just here, if you have a look, every single mission has a mission type. So for example, that's an elite hive. Just over here, if you look underneath the name, that one's a Tachyon Rift, and this one's a Vault. What you're going to be looking for, we'll be scrolling through all of these, and you're going to be looking for the drop zone missions. So if you look at this one, just up there, obviously try and do it as high possible as you can, just so that you get better loot within the actual mission, especially with the resources and such. But if you have a look at the drop zone missions, the one thing that they do, as opposed to the other missions, is a guaranteed reward of ISO 8 shards. So obviously the minor artifact that you're after. Now again, it is random, so you might run it and you might get a really bad one, but what I tend to do is chuck this on my build. So just down here, Norn Stone of Attunement. 8% increased chance to receive a bonus ISO 8 shard when completing drop zones. So chuck 2 of them on your build and just absolutely go to town. Because what you'll find as well, when you're going to the drop zones, and there's quite a few around, you don't have to just go to this mission. So here we are in the Pacific Northwest, and again you're just going to look for them and look underneath the title for the drop zone. And I believe it changes when it refreshes on the Warzone table. So if it's not in the exact same place for you, don't worry, I'm sure it moves around and rejigs itself depending on what the Warzone table is doing at that time. So for example, if you look here, again you've got another guaranteed random ISO 8. So just running these missions means that you have 100% chance of getting it. Then you've got the 16% chance of getting an additional one at the end when you complete it. And of course, don't forget, when you're in the mission, your best bet, just literally, if you've got a flying character, it's always a little bit easier, but even if you haven't, just scavenge everywhere. Look for all of the chests, look for all of the little hidden containers, look for everything. Up on your D-pad is definitely your friend in this game, and just try and go to town and go in these missions and get as much as possible, and you'll probably be walking away with at least 2 to 3 every single match. Right, so like I said, basically you will be able to get quite a lot of ISOs that way, and it's the only way that I know that is absolutely guaranteed. The rest, even if they have a lot of containers, very often they tend not to have any of the ISOs, or it's very rare. With this, it's guaranteed, and you just know that no matter what, you're going to come away with at least one if you're very unlucky. Another mission just over here. And again, it is in the Pacific Northwest. And that is this mission just here. I don't know why, but for some reason I tend to always find one or two in here, or I may have just been lucky, but I tend to get more from here than running standard missions. So you may want to give this one a try if you are bored of drop zones, but like I said, with drop zones it's guaranteed, and obviously so are the vendors. So if you wanted to just keep rechecking in the vendors each day, that would probably be the easiest way and less hassle free as such. But if you wanted to do it so that you're actually playing the game, go to the drop zones or give this one a little try and see how your luck is. Now, I'm sure you all probably know, but just in case you don't, the colour of the actual minor artifact that you've got represents what kind of stats it's going to bear, and that mainly involves the ISO 8s. So say for example you had a red one, you would know that you were going to be getting might. Over here you've kind of got a black version, which you'll be getting resilience. Orange is for resolve, whereas the blue ones, as you can see here, they give you precision. And the purple ones give you proficiency. Whereas the white versions, they kind of have, or prismatic should I say, they kind of have a little bit of varied stats. So you might be able to mix and match a little bit with your build. Yellow, as you can see here, rolls with Valor, and you've got specialist ones as well. So say for example they're named ones rather than the ISO 8s, they're named ones such as this, Norn Stone of Attunement. As you can see here, they've got Gleaming Shard. So this one up here, Norn Stone of Conquest, has Insurmountable, and over here is Eagle-Eyed. Just over here is Vault Breaker. So what you can do is build a really unique build by kind of mixing and matching what you actually want. Now remember, the minor ones only go up to epic at the moment, so don't be trying to find any legendaries as it just won't happen. But it is well worth noting that just like the gear, you can get them with higher stat rolls. So pretty much add up the numbers on the right hand side and work out if you've got a good one or a bad one. Try and keep as many as you can in your locker, and that way you'll be able to decide what you actually want to keep or what you want to get rid of at a later date. Right guys and girls, as always I hope that's helped you out a little bit. I just thought I'd put this on there because obviously a few people are still struggling, and there'll be some returning players when there's more content, and there'll be some new players to this game obviously. So it's well worth knowing and updating this as we go. Obviously we've got the new facility that I'm standing in, and this is probably your best home hub at the moment, to be perfectly honest. So start off here and then go to town. As always gamers, hope you've enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up button if you did like the content, and why not subscribe to become part of the Sofa Squad, and hit that bell icon for notifications. As always, take care. I'll see you on the next day.